Tonight's story is about survival, but also about terror that never truly ended. A woman who fought for her life and escaped her killer, only to discover that he wasn't finished with her yet. This is the story of Laura Mitchell, and the nightmare that haunted her long after that first attack. Pause for dramatic effect. Fade and ominous background music. In 2018, Laura Mitchell was living a quiet life in the small town of Maplewood. At 32 years old, she worked as a nurse at the local hospital, volunteered at community events, and was known as a caring friend and neighbor. Maplewood wasn't the kind of place where you lock your doors at night, until one evening changed everything. Cut to Laura smiling with friends in a photo, then fade to black. On a rainy Tuesday night in March, Laura returned home after a late shift. She kicked off her shoes, made a cup of tea, and was about to settle down on the couch when she heard something, a sound she couldn't place, coming from the back of the house. At first she thought maybe it was a wind, but as she stepped into the hallway, she saw a shadow move across the wall. Someone was inside. Cue tense music. Show silhouette of man in the house. Laura barely had time to react before a man lunged at her from the darkness. He was tall, masked, and carrying a knife. What happened next would become the most terrifying fight of her life. He grabbed her by the arm, pinning her to the ground. Laura fought back with everything she had, kicking, screaming, clawing at his mask. The attacker stabbed at her, but only managed to graze her shoulder. In that split second, Laura saw her chance and ran. Visual. Laura running barefoot into the rain, blood on her arm. She sprinted out the front door, across the wet lawn, and banged on her neighbor's door until they answered. The attacker was gone by the time police arrived. Laura had survived, but the nightmare was far from over. Detectives found signs of forced entry on Laura's back door. But what disturbed them most was that this didn't look like a simple burglary gone wrong. The man had brought duct tape, gloves, and zip ties. This was premeditated. Cut to detective giving interview. Detective, dramatic reenactment. This wasn't random. Whoever did this came here prepared. They wanted to control the victim. Laura worked with police to create a composite sketch of the man, but weeks went by with no leads. She returned home, but she couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. 3 months after the attack, strange things started happening. Laura would find her mailbox open, footprints in her garden, and once, a single glove left on her porch. Visual close-up of glove. She reported everything to the police, but without hard evidence, there was little they could do. Friends suggested she move away, but Laura refused. She wouldn't be driven out of her own home. Then, one night in late September, Laura's security camera caught something chilling. The same masked man creeping around her house, the very same one she had fought off months earlier. Cue audio of Laura's frantic 911 call. Police rushed to the scene, but once again, he vanished into the night. Whoever he was, he wasn't finished. Detectives dug deeper into Laura's past and discovered something startling. She had treated a man named Eric Collins at the hospital months earlier after a bar fight. Eric had a criminal record, including charges for assault and unlawful restraint. When police pulled his photo, Laura immediately recognized him as her attacker. Cut to mugshot of Eric Collins. A warrant was issued, and police arrested Eric Collins at his apartment. Inside, they found a disturbing cache of items, rope, knives, and a notebook with Laura's name written over and over again. Eric Collins was charged with attempted murder, burglary, and stalking. During the trial, prosecutors revealed that he had been obsessed with Laura ever since she treated him at the hospital. He had been watching her for weeks, planning to abduct her. Cut to prosecutor speaking in court. Laura testified bravely, describing the night she fought for her life. Her words helped secure a guilty verdict. Eric Collins was sentenced to 30 years in prison. Laura survived, but she still struggles with what happened. She moved to a new home in a nearby town, installed cameras, and learned self-defense. For Laura, life will never be the same. She escaped her killer once, but she will never forget the night he came back for her. Stories like Laura's are reminders of both the darkness and the strength that exists in the world. She fought back, survived, and ultimately saw justice served. But her journey shows us that survival is only the beginning. Soft, somber music plays. Show text on screen. If you or someone you know is experiencing stalking or violence, contact local authorities or a crisis hotline immediately.